Take me on, make a wish and cross your fingers. Chance it all, throw it out. Make some room for what we're building. All my life I've searched for just this. It's in your eyes, I'm the setting sun. It's in your eyes, I'm the rising moon. It's in your eyes, I'm the ocean wave. It's in your eyes, and you're here with me. I don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. I know this life is bright for me. I know the future's bright for me. I know my teachers lied to me. I do it for the ones that came before and nearly died for me. Recognition, I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues, I'm in position. I'm staying up, it's getting late. You're doing good, I'm doing great.
I keep myself in the dark, shadows watching over me, over me. You flick the switch, made a spark. From then on, I wore my heart upon my sleeve. With you, I bear all the scars. I was left with paper skin. You let me in a different home, broken start. Baby, where do I begin? I begin. Rising up, we touch the sky. Won't be promising that I won't ever let you fall. We could build a mountain stories high if we played a game, just you and I. Oh, like a house of cards, house of cards. Hey, when it all comes crashing to the ground, we can start again and work it out. Like a house of cards, house of cards.
Hello everyone and welcome to PokerStars Retro as we take a retrospective look at poker tournaments from yesteryear. I am James Hartigan, alongside me Mr. Joseph Stapleton.
Hello, my babies. How we doing, James?
Not exactly launching a new series of streams, Joe, just kind of rebranding slightly and pivoting from when we did EPT Retro back in 2020, when we pretty much exhausted everything that we could take out of the EPT archives. So now we're looking at some of the other tours that ran under the PokerStars banner in the mid to late 2000s, going a little bit further afield. And it's a bit of a weird one because, on the one hand, I'm excited because I'm seeing something new, something I'm not familiar with. On the other hand, not having that connection to it, not having that familiarity, I'm kind of also nervous as well.
Well, James, I'm pretty excited that we're finally covering some poker from my neck of the woods. I do have a connection to this. I don't know if you know this or not. This is the APPT, right? I know you know this. APPT is the Asia Pacific Poker Tour, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I live 35 minutes from the Pacific Ocean. This is practically my backyard.
Now, ironically, we are going to be covering the NAPT, the North American Poker Tour, in future weeks. Now, obviously, that is something you have a connection to, both geographically and personally. But yeah, the APPT, I don't think either of us really have any idea what was going on in that part of the world in 2007 when this launched. And I guess just to provide a little bit of context before we get into it, I guess when you see what happened in America with the World Series, with the WPT, when you saw qualifiers going on to have big scores and it being on TV, and then you repeat that format in Europe with the European Poker Tour, you suddenly realize, well, this is something that you can do pretty much anywhere in the world.
Where's there more people?
Basically, give people the opportunity to win tickets to live events, televise those events, spread the message, get the game out there, grow that passion for poker amongst audiences internationally, and crucially, raise awareness of your brand and grow your customer base. It's a very simple strategy. And absolutely, Joe, Asia was a key market. And that's when the Asia Pacific Poker Tour was conceived and launched in 2007. And that's where we are this week. 14 years ago, we find ourselves in Manila for the first ever APPT event. Exact dates of this festival, the 24th to the 26th of August at the Hyatt Hotel in Manila in the Philippines. And I think it's fair to say that the poker market in this part of the world was maybe not as advanced as Europe and America at this point in time, and certainly the liquidity probably wasn't there either. So whereas at this point in Europe, we're regularly seeing 5K and 10K buy-ins, on the APPT, we start with a $2,500 buy-in and a relatively small field by modern standards, 255 runners. Creating a prize pool of nearly $600,000 with 24 players paid. And interestingly, and this is where we get into the kind of behind-the-scenes stuff, only the final table was televised. A reminder, no live streams back then. What we have here are the original TV shows that would have been broadcast, and those are the ones that basically we have stripped the original commentary away from and are repurposing today.
Do we know where they would have aired on television?
I imagine... I think of English-speaking markets. I'm sure Australia was a huge market for the APPT. In fact, just to give a bit of context, the shows that we're going to be watching today were originally voiced by Paul Curry and Daniel Negreanu. And Paul, of course, is an Australian broadcaster. I think you had the opportunity to work with him once, Joe, actually, over in Asia. And so I think that was obviously one of the key markets for these shows. Should say, this content, these shows produced by the same production team who were working on the World Series shows that time. And we know quite a lot of those guys, Joe, and we still work with some of those guys. And it did occur to me that we need to tap up the likes of Bruce Baggles and try and get some behind-the-scenes stories, try and get some anecdotes about what actually happened at these events, because that's the stuff we can't bring to the proceedings, right? We weren't there. We don't know what actually went down.
Not only do I not know what went down there, but until you just said Manila in the Philippines, I didn't even know what country this was taking place in. So
there you go.
I don't have a lot of color for you guys, and the kind of fallback jokes that you make about this part of the world doesn't fly anymore in 2020. So let's get some genuine anecdotes from past members of the crew.
Yeah, I thought we'll do that for maybe future weeks, but right now we are indeed going to start at the Hyatt Hotel in Manila with the final table of the first ever main event on the Asia Pacific Poker Tour. Are you fired up? I hope so. Let's get to the action. And these are the 9 players at the final table, Joe. No names there that I'm personally familiar with.
Nope.
Let's get the party started.
The party has started with blinds at 3,000, 6,000.
I already like this dude. Got Shaggy here at the table. Where's Scooby?
Man, I don't even want to look.
I find it's easier to play the game if you do look. Well, looks like the action has been folded to Kazuhiro Sato, who's got ace-9 of clubs.
Kazuhiro Sato, I like it.
Sato was the short stack coming into the final table, 109K, all in.
And that's why I don't even want to look. Maybe some inklings of ICM strategy, right? Like if he knows Sato has got to be all in soon, not looking and folding maybe for the best.
How much?
Okay, we're going to assume he's asking how much to see if he wants to call or reshove. Nope, it was just to call.
Just the call with queens. And it is Sato who's at risk. Derek Hernandez way ahead with queens.
Everybody knows this is a flip.
What about these whole card graphics, people?
I'll allow it. As far as old graphics are concerned, they're not the worst.
No clubs, says Derek Hernandez, as we get a king high flop, an ace high flop, ace king 10.
Look, sometimes you lose this coin flip with queens.
Always an ace on the desk, and Sato now set for a double up. However, Hernandez has outs.
That don't make it easy.
A jack or a queen would eliminate Kazuhiro Sato in 9th place. Instead, it's a 9-2 pair for Sato. That is a double up, and Hernandez will now be the table short stack from 3rd on the leaderboard to bottom of the pack.
I wonder if Sato had shoved for more if Hernandez would have folded.
First card.
Yeah, anyone would call that, of course.
At least you didn't get river. That would have been worse.
I don't really think it matters whether it comes on the flop or the river. Hernandez now
As someone who
156K.
As someone who loses that flip 100% of the time, it is much worse when it comes on the river. I wonder what everybody's story is here, like these folks who are obviously not from the Philippines. I wonder if they're expats or if they won trips or if they're expats that live in nearby countries.
Well, just like we saw with the EPT, Joe, you see a lot of people winning packages on Stars and traveling to these events and getting a holiday as well as a free poker buy. And as we see Derek Hernandez, who was crippled in the last hand, now all in with aces. And this is Brett Parisi, who's got pocket tens.
I got a bad feeling about this, Derek.
Re-raised by Brett Burris.
55.
55,000.
Looks like Glenn from out of sight.
5,000.
All in.
All in.
Raise, the re-raise, and the shove from Hernandez.
Surprised Hernandez had enough chips to even re-raise all in.
How good is your hand?
Oh, I love me some 2007, Joe. This is when people applauded every time you said the words all in.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Well,
They're doing it.
Hold it, yeah?
his Rail is going to be excited to see that he is a 4-1 favorite here. But unlike last time, he is the at-risk player, and Joe has a feeling.
I'm not crazy about the way he just addressed the dealer. All right, better. He's gonna smile now.
Oh, there's a 10 on the flop.
This dude. I must be related to this guy. Queens, then aces. I take it back. You talk to the dealer however you want.
Hey, there's still a chance of the type of pot that everybody loves. Nope. Aces cracked after queens got cracked, and Derek Hernandez is the first player out, the first player eliminated, and cashes in ninth for $11,386 US dollars. Eight-handed at the final table of APPT Manila from 2007. I would have thought, Joe, the 4-3 aspect ratio would have been the biggest giveaway that this is old school poker, but there's still a few people watching on Twitch and YouTube confused, thinking this is happening now and wondering why they're not socially distancing and not wearing masks.
This poor guy. I like to imagine, just so I don't feel so bad after queens and aces getting cracked, that he's just a really bad person.
Start clapping, people, please.
Oh my God, that's Joe Hashem. I mean, like, that is Joe Hashem.
Joe Hashem. Miss that guy. Miss his presence in the poker world. Sure, he's doing fine.
Right.
18.
18,000.
This is Ira Blumenthal opening with King 10.
Scared already.
Fold.
God,
9-8 off
I
for
follow my big lines.
Van Marcus. Oh, hello. Trip nines versus top pair with my reputation.
$30.
30,000.
Okay, so we're not going to get the bets on the screen. Got it. Bet and a call.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Ira Blumenthal. There was very little chance of you getting away with this on the flop. There is zero chance of you getting it away from it now that you have improved, in inverted commas.
I'm all in.
Oh, no.
I call.
Got him. I want to say this is the worst thing to happen in 2007, but Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie was also released this year, so.
Oh, wow. Whoa. He was not drawing dead, and he hits the Miracle River card. The 10 on the river to make a full house and get the full double up through Van Marcus.
Still not worse than Big Girls Don't Cry. Ah, it's a little bit of justice there, I think.
I hope it is. I'm not lying. He's got like 300,000 right now. He'll end up with zero though. That's kidding.
Van Marcus, though, still chip leader with 605K.
National Lampoon's Van Marcus.
There's Joe Hashem. I mean, Joe.
Guys.
That's Joe Hashem.
Are you doing? Can you see what happened?
Five of diamonds on the turn.
You guys don't know this, but In 2007, Joe Hatcham coming over and touching your shoulder was part of the package.
Raise.
Raise.
Pocket
25.
jacks for Ira Blumenthal, who we just saw get the double up on the last hand.
Double fold. Raise fold.
All in.
And now the shove from Kazuhiro Sato, who seems to have become short stacked again. We saw him double up on the first hand of the final table. Clearly has been whittled down over the last few orbits, and now is at risk with 2 undercards to Blumenthal's pocket pair.
If he cracks jacks with 5-4, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to change his name to Kazuhiro Satan.
Well, he has spiked a 4 on the flop. Still needs help though, and now improves to a straight draw on the turn.
Sliding, huh?
The turn always gets you, you know?
Sliding card, turn card.
You always got to sweat the. Always got to sweat the.
That hasn't changed. Always a sweat in the turn.
No help for Sato on the river, and he is eliminated in 8th place. Cashes for $14,981, taking us down to 7th. This is the first season of the Asia Pacific Poker Tour, the main event in Manila from August 2007.
Don't count on the worst card coming out on the turn.
It's never safe.
I suppose since all these events will be taking place in the Asia Pacific region, I can't act as surprised when we see Japanese players.
Still got 3 Americans at the final table.
I wonder how many of those 3 Americans accidentally entered APPT satellites. You know that happened all the time.
Raise.
Certified.
They thought they were entering a satellite for the American Power Poker Tour.
Yeah. Or it's just like, oh, what's filling up next? Oh, this is kicking off now. I think I used to accidentally enter them sometimes, but you know, obviously didn't win anything, so it didn't matter.
Roger Spetz has opened with jacks.
Call.
Call.
And Nicholas Baman calls with 9s.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
Ooh, spicy. Set versus straight draw.
Have we seen any hands that have been straightforward at all?
Check.
It is a highlights reel.
It's just whack, though, how these coolers, I mean, granted there's an overcard out there for the jacks, but I tell you, I can't get no respects. No respects.
133.
Oh, he's so excited. He can barely contain himself. Oh, Roger.
At a queen?
Roger with a big
You
stack
don't
of
even know
yellows.
queen?
It's weird. Why would he say that? I mean, he's crushed, but if he wasn't.
Roger call.
Oh, just quads.
That's, I mean, I don't know that what sorts of levels these players are thinking on. Not to insult them, but even just back in 2007. But that's a really, really terrible card for jacks if you don't think your opponent has queen. I mean, well, maybe not actually. Now that I think about it, because I guess if you don't think he has a queen, then he's gonna have a 9 some of the time.
Wow, you hear that?
Jacks called it.
Baman has put him on the exact hand that he has. Baman's moved all in, by the way.
Well, that's what you have. Jacks. I'm asking you, you have jacks.
Yeah. Pretty good read.
Wow, he's
That's
so
annoying.
pleased with himself. I'm Batman.
I'll fold.
Fold.
Good fold.
Good.
Well done, Roger.
No sure enough.
You have to show quads. It's in the rules. It's compulsory.
You have to show quads. I wonder if these guys.
Man. Oh, what happened? That was a tough spot.
I agree with Pie Face Poker. Like, what would you rather have there? Being right by calling out his jacks or his chips?
So we had confirmation there that Baman, originally from the USA, now lives in Bangkok in Thailand, so he didn't have to travel far for this event. Blinds are now 6,000, 12,000, and Ira Blumenthal is opening with Ace-Jack. Pocket Kings for Mauer Feldinger.
Raise. 40. Raise to 40,000.
40,000.
I mean, we don't know the exact stack sizes, but I think this early position raise followed by like a snap re-raise. Everybody else, yeah, this is that's Finley area. I think that it's a really pretty hand, but we should be getting away from that. Blumenthal too.
Believes the represents.
So Baz Van Lera all in with Ace-10 suited, gets rid of Blumenthal with the Ace-Jack. Feldinger calls.
Let's gamble. It's not that much.
He has
Ooh, I was better on that.
Mo has pocket.
I was better at ace jack.
Yeah, but we don't care.
Three red babies.
Baz Van Lera is the at-risk player and the player in need of assistance, and we know that one ace has been folded.
The pre-board handshake.
Queen
I
Jack.
folded ace jack. Tell him again.
Okay, now.
Tell him again you folded ace jack.
2 miles. No king.
It's never easy, is it?
No. Once.
Now telling you
Here it
folded
comes.
Ace-Jack.
Here it comes. Ace jack.
Ice or king.
Bet too small.
Too little, too late, and that will see the elimination of Baz Van Lera in 7th place. Cashes for $20,974 US, with down to 6th place.
Killed you off on that turn. Can't call that action.
Correct.
There
Hey,
is
James, want to feel old?
the winner's trophy. Go on.
All of these players are now 13 years
Roger.
older.
Look around. Do you feel a little old? Do you feel a little old? We're about the same age, but look around. Everybody's like 15 years younger than us. Right?
Not anymore. Joe just told me they're 13 years older.
Now they're 28 years. Yuck. Wait, I don't know how that works.
Roger Spetz, residing in Kuala Lumpur. Brett Parisi from Irvine?
Yeah, Irvine. Right down the road from me. About 45 minutes, but...
More Feldinger? Okay, here we go. 6-3 offsuit.
47,000.
This is where things start getting a little less conventional. Now we get the 3-bet with 9-7 off. This is more like it. None of your kings versus jacks versus queens car crash telly. Proper poker being played now.
We had an exposed hand here. We didn't get to see what it was. By the way, guys, I've never watched this. That whole like talking about how old they are thing was purely coincidental, but I'm going to try to do it again later. See if I can predict what's going to happen.
Well, disappointingly, Feldinger folded the 6-3, so it's Marcus v. Spetz going to the flop, which is 8-8-6. 50-50.
Oh, wait, you raised 9-7 and you don't continue on the open ender?
No, right?
Oh, you go for the check raise here.
70,000 is a bit borrowed. And calls.
Oh, okay. See, guys, I told you I've never seen this.
River cards.
7 on the river because it is always coming 7. What,
Oh, boy.
what does that mean, Roger?
Goodness. I don't know. This is one of those situations where I probably just fold.
Telling me?
Actually, I call and I'm wrong.
Did Spets just indicate he was moving all in?
Yes, he did. He's moved all in.
Gets a fold from the best hand. Shows the
Hey, look.
bluff.
We don't need to hammer the point home, obviously. We all in 2020 know how to play this hand a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You got to fire on that flop. At the very least, maybe get a check raise in. You know, you don't really have like a ton of 8s when you
busy,
raise
Joe?
pre-flop,
Are you
especially.
busy? There's a seat open. You guys mind? I'd love jump in. I'll give you some chips.
Boy, the rules are weird in Asia. They can do that?
No, they definitely can't do that. Blinds have gone up to 8,000, 16,000. By the way, when I referenced in that last hand, now we're seeing proper poker being played. What I meant is now we're going to see some awesome button clicking.
40.
Raise to 40,000.
40,000.
$135.
Okay, so this is almost a repeat of the previous hand. Feldinger opens, Marcus 3-bets. This time, though, Feldinger has a decent hand, King Queen, and he actually has Marcus dominated.
Back on Macau.
What a shifty character.
You wanna gamble?
Mr. Frenchie.
You wanna gamble? Kiwi?
I'm not Kiwi.
I'm not Frenchy.
Sorry.
You wanna gamble?
I'm not here to gamble, but if you want to, it's up to you.
He's calling me Frenchy, like.
Sorry, I know you're Israeli. I'm just mucking around with you. Why are you making me smile, bro? Be nice. Frenchie.
Wow.
As awkward table chat goes,
I'll
this
be
is
nice
really
with you,
awkward.
you know what?
It's pretty good.
I
Yeah.
like you too much.
Wow, it works.
Feldinger, more like
Wanna see
Foldinger,
now?
am I right?
Wait for TV.
I think feld is the past tense of fold, isn't it?
If I show you one, you'll know what I have.
I'm not that clever.
Yes, you are.
Do not show that you just fold the king queen.
It's his first live tournament.
Oh, that's not even fair.
Pretty cool. Made the final
is cool.
table. Guaranteed at least a 6th place finish.
His home country of France
44,000.
must be very proud.
Taking my blinds now?
Sorry?
You taking my blinds now?
So Van Marcus has opened with ace, king of clubs. Feldinger has king, queen again.
No, he's not getting away from it a
Don't like
second
that.
time. This is going to end so badly.
You're raising your
This
odds.
is going to end so badly. He's going to take a stand now.
Let's see one flop with you.
Oh, that's good.
What
This is
price
so
king high
cute.
flop, Joe? What price king high?
Of course.
It's definitely 50-50
Remember.
to come king high.
Friendly game.
All right, man.
It's definitely not coming queen high, I'll tell you that. Oh,
Two queens
well.
on the flop. Domination rotation in Feldinger's favor, and now a 98%
We'll
favorite.
try the same bet, 44,000.
Marcus continues
Feldinger.
betting.
With the humdinger.
You can't have the queen of diamond now.
I got a queen of diamonds. Oh no, there's one. I got two. There's two queens of diamonds. Oh my god.
More hilarious bants.
Now, I think Marcus, if he's paying attention to the poker and not to the table talk, there's not a lot that Feldinger can be calling with here that Marcus is doing well. Yikes.
There's the king.
I mean, now you just convince yourself. Okay, love the check back here. Really do. Not just because of what we can see, but also
Oh
like...
no.
My goodness.
Barry Greenstein makes an appearance that is going to cost Van Marcus a significant percentage of his chips.
Up to you, man. Friendly game?
Yeah, we'll play friendly.
Not too much. Not too much.
It's not too much.
Be careful, all right?
100.
100. Nice river. Very nice.
Nice what?
A nice river. Very nice river.
You like it?
For somebody, it's very nice.
I would not be feeling great about this if I'm Van Marcus.
Don't know what I can't.
That's
can
right.
beat.
Then fold.
Tom pointing out there's a lot of talking going on. Feldinger's body language, you see how he's leaned forward? He's excited. He's reaching out for those chips already. Good lay down.
I'll show you one.
That's a really
You don't have to.
easy spot
You want to see?
to make a frustrated call.
So yeah, I did have ace king clubs. I have had some good hands.
Sorry?
I had some good hands.
Yeah.
Wow, Feldinger's taken the chip lead.
This guy is a major Feldinger.
Well, action has been folded here to Feldinger.
So
I would've
Van
called you
Marcus,
when he has diamonds.
not just a chatterbox.
Yeah, top two pair.
You?
You.
I know. What can I do, man?
Good, your hand.
I did.
Awada says, low key, I respect TF out of him now. It's not that low key if you write it in chat.
40.
I think people don't know what the word low key means anymore.
And he raises to 40,000.
Uh-oh. This is going to be round
How long are you
three
gonna keep
between
this up?
Feldinger and Van Marcus.
I know the routine. I bet 40, you raise 135, and I fold. That's how it goes.
All right. Why don't we just make it 400 then? 400.
Okay. This
400.
is
You want to do it this way? We'll do it this way.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
weird.
400.
You want to go back?
400,000.
You want to go home?
Please
You want to
tell me
party
this
with me? I'll party.
doesn't work.
Crazy.
It's a very big raise.
Remember,
think you
James,
call that.
poker is about deception.
Not gambling.
It's not gambling. I mean,
Waking up
Feldinger,
our
I'm
faces
all
to
for
decide
him
what to do.
making.
I'm going for a nap.
I'm all for making Marcus sweat here a little bit, like what's gonna happen. But
Wakey, wakey.
you gotta just
You
fold
got like
this.
7-4 offsuit or something. I know you.
Me?
You probably got like 7-9 or something like that.
Keep going. There it is.
Van takes the pot.
Tell me full of jacks.
This game's getting less and less friendly, I swear.
Everyone
I
keeps
don't have
saying
to
it's a friendly
explain.
game.
Oh, it was.
He's still my friend. I don't mind.
I don't have to explain why making it 400 is terrible there, right?
No.
Okay.
Feldinger still the chip leader. Van Marcus not that far behind, though. With 6 players remaining at the 8-16 blind level. And, I mean, this is playing like a heads-up table at the moment. Every hand is Mao Feldinger versus Van Marcus.
I know, isn't it great?
We're in the blinds here, and action has been folded to Feldinger in the small.
Yes. Oh, no.
What?
That's scary.
No, it's not. I'm a nice guy, don't worry. I just go crazy sometimes.
I call.
Okay, I'm fine with the limp here. I don't think you can expect to see too many free.
Just keep it friendly.
All right, there you go.
Friendly game. Friendly game. Okay, so backdoor diamonds, backdoor straight draw. King high still ahead.
Okay.
30.
Diamond time.
All right. Let's call ya.
30,000 apiece.
Nap calls with King High
No 400 this time?
is correct.
Maybe none of us got a 400.
10 of diamonds.
Gets there.
$100.
100,000.
Is there 3 4s on board though?
Yeah,
That's not
absolutely,
the
yeah, yeah.
best to be
It's-
betting a
it's
5 high flush.
Tiny flush on a trip heavy board, yeah.
I guess it's better than like checking. Well, I didn't hear the bet amount.
You win.
100 half pot.
And Van folds, and I'll take the pot.
Should have made it 400.
I mean, I guess if you check, you
Made
can
it 400.
pick off a bluff,
I
but
want you to call.
you really can't call much.
Nice.
Mauer chips for Mauer Feldinger.
Mr. Israeli.
Huh?
Mr.
Now we're
Israeli.
poker.
Mr. Israeli. Don't touch Mr. Israeli blinds.
And the blinds are up to 10,000, 20,000. 6-handed final table at APPT Manila, the first ever Asia Pacific Poker Tour main event played in August 2007 in the Philippines.
Buttons on Van. Are all calls to 20?
Shows way more fun than I was expecting it to be.
Wow, someone else is going to get to play a hand.
I'm Batman.
Calls with the King 7 after Feldinger opens with Jack 10 of diamonds.
Oh. A very speculative hand here.
5, 7,
Roger Spets hoping that this will be over quickly so he can play the back 9 before tea.
Check, check.
close check. 6 of spades in return.
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's something.
40.
Double belly buster, aka
All
open-ended.
in.
Roger Nance's all in. I all folds.
I tell you what, Roger Spets is really fond of just moving all in random spots.
We call it the Spets spots.
I call.
Nicholas Nance's call.
That
Called
shove was pretty special.
by a pair of 7s.
Pairs, 7s over 5s.
Batman is the at-risk player.
It was an open straight draw.
4-1 favourite over Roger Spets.
Good one.
See the river.
Yes!
3 pair. for Batman. And that's going to leave Spets with the proverbial chip in a chair, a very short stack. Roger Spets is in the danger zone.
Start again.
Danger zone!
Ace Queen for Van Marcus.
60.
60,000.
National Lampoon Van Marcus.
60,000 to go.
All in.
All in.
Come on, Roger Spets.
Get him, Roger.
Oh,
All in.
Oh, boy.
Jacks for Ira Blumenthal.
Can Van Marcus knock 2 players out? Yes, he can. He has them both covered. Thank you for your question.
I was going to call him.
Call Spets maybe,
Still
but
call.
not Blumenthal. Oh yeah, way
I
to
thought I
exude
got Ace
confidence,
Queen, I
bro.
There's
Jack.
sixes for Roger.
No six.
This is spoken card, spoken card. Wow, if I knew those are the hands, I would have called and knocked both players out. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's poker, isn't it, you ding-dong? You don't get to know the hands. That's literally the one thing about the game.
Yeah.
Okay, spades don't help Spets. Blumenthal has the jack of spades.
That is not a good call.
Come on.
Spets down to 2 outs. Needs to see a
You better
6
sit
on the
down
river.
before the river comes.
You think, Van?
Take a seat, mate. It's better, it's better.
Call your caddy, Roger. It's time to tee off. Eliminated in 6th place, cashing for $26,966. 5 remain, and it's Ira Blumenthal who now has the chip lead. The American playing a stack of 702,000. As the quest for the trophy continues at the final table of the first ever Asia Pacific Poker Tour main event. So Joe, you said that it's more fun than you thought it would be. What were you expecting exactly?
Okay, so I don't even know if I can say really. Let's just say that if I didn't know that it wasn't going to be all locals. Okay, so I was expecting, not understanding the table talk, I was expecting it to be more reserved. I was expecting, look, let's say that I was at the Commerce Casino and there was a table full of Filipino players. That would play a lot differently than this tournament we're watching here, and that's what I was expecting. I don't know why. I just assumed it would be, a bunch of people who walked into the casino in Manila and decided to play this, completely forgetting that there would have been a lot of satellite winners.
Absolutely. And
So
I think
yeah.
this is exactly what I did expect, because I remember this era. And I remember, this is where we're peak poker boom, right? And people were using these satellites as an opportunity to try to go to places that they would never normally visit. And I fully expected this to be a very diverse field. A very diverse final table, a fun final table, and that interesting dynamic between Feldinger and Marcus, which I hope continues now that we're 5-handed.
Yeah, I mean, just really good table talk. The poker hasn't been like super crazy bad either. Like just pretty normal for the most part. Some stuff that's like a little unconventional for now. But yeah, just some fun, interesting characters and some good choice of hands. I'm not surprised that you say that the folks we know are behind this. I would say too that it looks a little bit better just visually than some of the stuff we watched that happened slightly after this from the EPT retro too. It just has like a slightly just a more polished feel to it.
Yeah. So we're going to watch this play down to its conclusion now. We got down to the final 5. Now we're going to play down to a champion who will receive the better part of 180,000 US dollars. This is the first ever APPT main event from Manila from the summer of 2007. Back to the action.
Player Pompey asked, what was the buy-in, guys? The buy-in guys are the players at the table. They're the ones that paid the buy-in. Thank you for your question.
$2,500, 255 runners, 600K prize pool, 24 paid, and now down to 5.
What pressure? This guy's from Israel. What pressure? Must be put pressure
What?
on
I
you.
don't even get. What does that mean?
3,000. 3,000.
What pressure? These guys are from Israel. They don't have pressure. What?
Blinds 10,000, 20,000. Action folded to Feldinger on the button.
On the button, he folds.
He folds. So now it is Van Marcus in the small blind. Nicholas Baman from the USA in the big blind.
Raise
Raise.
60.
He's raising.
60,000.
Raising small to big with 8-4.
Probably not going to fold. This probably is going to be a shove in a lot of situations.
All in.
He puts his hand stall in.
Count it down. How much is it?
Hands ask for count.
So Baman starts the hand with around 325,000. Marcus has 544,000.
This
What do you
is
think? Should I
not a
send you
call.
home? You want to stay a little bit longer?
What do you think? Should I?
I should send you home, I reckon. Let's make me sweat a little bit
If
longer.
this were any, yeah, if this were any year but 2007, like you don't know what percentage this is Hollywooding for TV versus genuinely considering making the call with 8-4.
And folds.
Because it's not 100 to 0.
I'll let you take that one. Should call you though. It's a big hand.
I bet they all had a
It's
good
probably
laugh
like
when they finally
4-8
saw this on
offsuit.
TV.
It's probably like 90-10.
Nah, just kidding. I had a good hand. I had a good hand.
No, you didn't.
You'll see it.
Okay, now Van Marcus has a good hand.
55,000.
Ace, queen of strawberries.
Buttons on. Red. Hand raises under the gun. To 55,000. Actions around on all.
Here we go. It's going to be Feldinger versus Marcus. Round 68.
And Feldinger dominated again.
Call. Not yet.
Welcome to the nation of domination. And an ace, ace, queen of flop. Full house for Marcus and the check mark. Feldinger, I hope he doesn't get too carried away on this board.
Yeah, you know when you start playing against a player, a player's personality rather than against their sort of
Yes, he stayed again.
against their cards, you might end up convincing yourself that you flopped the best hand here, right? Super hard to flop trips.
Why is the entire audience oohing every time a card is dealt?
Check.
Let's see if they do it again.
Four of spades.
No. It's very hard to be excited about the 4 of spades.
Maybe it has to be 8 or higher. 4? Boo! Jack, yay!
100.
100,000.
100,000 is a bit.
I mean, this is a big chunk of stacks at this point. 100,000. Feldinger started this show with 575.
All in.
All in.
It's really easy to think you're getting bluffed here, but you almost never are.
No one's asked for a count.
Almost never.
The problem is, Feldinger knows he's been pushed around all day. He knows he's been bullied off some decent hands. It's just so easy to think he's at it again. The one time that he really does have it.
I call.
Call.
And he makes the call. And that is going to be a double up for Van Marcus, who is extremely happy to have retaken the chip lead at the final table.
You know what's weird is that Van Marcus knew as soon as he got called, like he just slapped the cards down and started celebrating. When I get called there, I'd be like, how did I lose? I would have to wait a second just to make sure.
Yeah. So with the blinds at 10,000,
This is my
20,000,
tournament, boys. I'm not
Feldinger
giving
is
this
now
up.
playing a 7 big blind stack.
I'm not giving this up.
I mean, I don't know if you really get to take credit for that hand. You flopped a boat and you got your opponent,
No limit hold'em, huh?
like, pretty straightforward. I don't know.
Wow, it will be a nice comic if I'll get back from there.
Unfortunately
Fun
for
playing these
Noah
blinds, isn't it?
Feldinger, Joe Stapleton
blinds
had
are really
not
fun, aren't
yet
they?
created the possibility of a chip and a chair being all that is needed to win a poker tournament.
Isn't it crazy that I didn't come up with that until 2018?
60.
60,000.
And Marcus with ace queen again, this time of the offsuit variety.
Red band, that's at 60,000.
And I fear that Felding is going to be looking for revenge, Joe. And he
Yeah,
may
it's
as well-
already-
He may as well not look. You know he's going to play, right?
It's already pretty emotional between these two. Like, it's definitely personal.
All in.
Well, this is getting cold.
No one answers all in.
And Feldinger is at risk and behind. Does have live cards, though.
250,000.
Sometimes they always have it.
What is ace? Which one?
Queen high flop.
Keep it low,
Nines
keep it low.
no longer good cards for
Keep it low.
Feldinger. Has to be a king.
Jack.
Okay.
All more outs for Noel.
Straight draw now for Feldinger.
Let me feel you're happy. Oh, it's going.
Don't touch me, man.
Yeah.
Show me the deuce.
Especially on my glands.
King on the river. And Feldinger doubles up. That'll teach you for poking his neck.
Once again, outplayed.
Sickening. Nice hand, man.
The good thing is this grudge match can continue.
You don't want to leave us, do you?
No, I don't.
3,000.
I wouldn't either if I had to go
great
back to
fun, huh?
France.
3,000.
Brett Parisi. It's been relatively quiet at this final table. Now has kings at the 12-24 blind level.
Raise.
Buttons on your mark.
100.
Raise to 100,000.
Raises to 100,000.
This is more than a 4x raise.
Is that Brett's wife?
Ira Blumenthal has a decision.
Re-raise.
Re-raise.
300.
Whoa.
I mean, ridiculously massive opening bet. Ridiculously massive 3-bet.
You know, we can't really be privy to what the actual dynamic was here. Obviously, like, we are seeing a very small percentage of the hands, but based on what we've seen so far, Brett Parisi's not playing any hands. I don't know if I'm 3-betting
Brett announces all in.
Yeah, I'll call.
You can still
That's
fold.
7.
this
Ira
fella.
is called.
Yeah.
Pocket kings, pocket sevens. Ira.
Oh, Ira.
Parisi 4-1 favorite to double up.
You'd think with a name like Ira, he would have saved some of those chips for retirement.
See the flop. See the flop.
The flop is King 5 deuce. Running cards now needed for Ira Blumenthal.
Running cards, come on. Got a better chance of the earth swallowing this tournament.
7! No. So that is a double up for Brett Parisi. And I think that's going to put him into second place on the leaderboard. That is Chintana Blumenthal, Ira's wife. And Ira, I think, is now going to be third in chips.
Ira, irate.
Brett Parisi now playing 680,000.
Brett, wet.
Confirmation that only Van Marcus has more than Parisi. Blumenthal in third. Nicholas Bamman in fourth place. And the short stack at the table is Mal Feldinger with 233k. Blind still 12-24.
James, can you confirm or deny that that guy is from the In-Betweeners?
Never seen an episode.
Wow.
24.
Can you, what's like the U.S. equivalent of the In-Betweeners? Like Big Bang Theory?
Blumenthal back in action, opening with Queen Jack. Van Marcus with Ace-10 of diamonds.
Ace-8 here for Batman.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
Nicholas calls.
Apparently, according to Pieface and Uncle Jonesy, there was actually an American adaptation of The In-Betweeners, and it was, I quote, real bad. Or,
So just like the UK version then.
to quote Green TV, absolutely tragic. We have got four-way action here, and the graphics are covering the flop. Queen 9-4.
Blumenthal. Half the equity, 4 ways. Diamond draw for Marcus. That's what you gotta look out for here. 4 ways with top pair. I don't know what Blumenthal's stack is, but
150.
yeah, you gotta. All right, it's an overbet of the pot, which isn't standard.
I mean, just to be clear, right, everyone is ridiculously shallow. There's not a single
Right.
player at this table who has, like, a 50 big blind stack.
Yeah, so
I raise.
Is it crazy? I don't hate shoving on this flop, which I guess this is sort of
650,000.
like doing with his stack.
Yeah, and this raise is a virtual all-in. 650,000 from Marcus. A reminder, he does have the whole table covered, and this probably is near enough all-in to call for Ira Blumenthal.
I mean, I don't think you're ever ahead here when...
Call.
Oh, sorry. Ira's space. Yeah, you have to call. Once you've made that bet.
Ira
Sorry, I thought...
is all in and is going to need queens to hold. Marcus doesn't just have the diamond draw, and ace is working from as well. He's got 43%. This is close to a flip.
Yeah. And Marcus has been running super hot.
Exciting. It's
It's
exciting.
out of our hands, right? Nothing we can do now.
You're a slight favorite, but I run good.
We'll see the turn card.
There you go. Good recap.
Come on, one more.
Blank on the
One
turn.
more.
Yeah, that's about as big a brick as it gets.
One more.
One ace, knock you out in this tournament.
Come on.
Come on.
The river card.
The river is another safe card for Ira Blumenthal. A huge pot, a big double up for Ira, which is going to see him with close to $1 million, 966,000. He's the new chip leader.
Brick, ship it.
Good call.
Lord, Ira. Stack him again, Ira.
I don't know, the dealer just pushed it like, sort this out.
Got to gamble to win, right? Nice hand, man.
Would have done the same thing.
Sorry to correct you there, Van Marcus. It's not about gamble, it's all about deception.
It was very roughly around 300,000 in chips.
So still five-handed at this final table. Late August 2007, Manila in the Philippines, the first ever main event on the Asia Pacific Poker Tour.
Let's go again. All in.
Feldinger all in with a very pretty hand, Jack-9 of diamonds.
Oh. Not through yet.
Nope. Nicholas Baman has ace-7 offsuit.
Probably a call. Mostly because we're watching this hand.
I call.
Call.
Well, once again, we find ourselves in a situation where it's practically a flip. Baman only a slight favorite over Feldinger, who is the at-risk player and needs to connect to survive.
Two wild cards. Again.
The Auckland player, Ma'o. Nicholas has him covered with ace 7 off.
Mayor Feldinger is going to need to be a major flop binker.
Queen 8-5. And ace high, still the best hand. And Feldinger now a 2-1 dog.
10 would give him a straight.
Oh, come on.
It's actually not a big deal being a 2-1 dog after the flop. Like, he didn't lose much equity considering 3 whole cards are gone. Picked up outs, is what I'm trying to say.
Jacks, 9s and 10s all working for him, but Feldinger does need to hit on the river or we're down to 4.
There it is.
It's a 7. And Mal Feldinger is eliminated in 5th place. A reminder, it's the Israeli player's first ever live tournament, and he cashed out for nearly $36,000 US.
Good hand, man. I hope you all win.
Million telefon dollar.
556K for Baman.
No, I thought he either did not or nothing, and it just a stupid call. I had almost nothing.
I think it's very sweet that he wants all of them to win.
I agree.
Maybe he's trying to encourage them to do a Dundee chop. Split all the remaining prize money, 4-way, all go home, all have a good night.
Come on in.
All in.
Buttons on.
I don't want to live in a world where Van Marcus doesn't win this tournament.
Well, he's all in with ace-5. And that is ace-jack for Brett Parisi.
I call.
Domination Nation. And hold on a second. Still got Ira Blumenthal to act.
Could you put it, just put it in?
How much more?
So Parisi just called.
He did, and it's King-Queen for Blumenthal.
Yeah, it's probably a fold.
Get out of your way, though.
All those chips, though. I would be tempted to just call and see if I can hit a king or a queen, but I think that's probably incorrect.
Well, Joe, we could be about to lose Van Marcus from this final table.
Pull the van around front for Van. I got a van for Marcus. Van Marcus.
It's a jack-high flop. Hearts do not help Van Marcus. 2% chance of survival.
No. Pocket queens and then
Deuce. Deuce. Okay. This is Parisi. Deuce. 4.
7. It is all over on the turn. Joe, you said you didn't want to live in a world where Van Marcus didn't win this tournament. Spoiler alert, and sorry to Christopher Nolan you here, but you've actually been living in that world for 14 years.
I don't know how I've managed to go on this long, but I'm out of here.
4th place finish for nearly $45,000, taking us down to the final 3. And Brett Parisi has crossed the million mark. He is the first player at this final table to have a 7-figure stack.
Thanks for the
Very
support.
entertaining to watch. Enjoyed Van Marcus. Enjoyed the battles.
Yeah, I have to
But
say,
now they're both gone.
His confrontations with Veldinger were superbly entertaining. And it's an all-USA final 3. Parisi, Blumenthal, Baman.
Not surprised.
$100.
100,000.
Parisi opens with ace-7 of diamonds. Blinds are now 15,000, 30,000. That is pocket kings for Baman.
All in.
All in.
The shortest stack, all in for 11 bigs.
Call.
Called by a7.
Come on, baby.
And due to the sheer size of Brett Parisi's open, more than 3x, priced in to make this call.
Good luck.
Nicholas is the flop.
Bammon ahead, but at risk.
7, 16.
Well, there's a 7 on the flop because it is always coming 7, and that is going to give Brett Parisi additional outs.
Yeah.
Cards that Nicholas Bammon
And a
needs
7.
to fade.
I have a 7.
Oh. I think we heard a 7 was folded.
Yeah, Blumenthal claiming that he folded a 7.
When you say that, it actually puts 4 more 7s in the deck every time. Every time. It is always coming 7.
The case 7 on the turn.
Nino 123654 says in 2007 it was not always coming 7. You, sir, are wrong and you banned.
It's a king on the river. 2 cards in the deck.
No king on the river, and we are heads up in Manila as Nicholas Bammon is eliminated in 3rd place. King's cracked by A7, and Bammon cashes for $62,921.
No gammon for Bammon because he just got porked.
Good hand, bro. I'd the other 7.
Lucky.
Blumenthal versus Parisi. It is the thriller from Manila. Heads up for the trophy, the title, and a first prize of nearly 180K.
Bro, you're not tired yet?
Well, I was pretty exhausted earlier, but
You gotta be a little tired.
maybe a little.
Little?
Blumenthal playing 895K, so at a significant chip disadvantage right now, being railed by his wife, Chintana.
Chintana sounds like a Mortal Kombat character name. I like it.
Brett Parisi with 1.65 million. And there is Jane, Brett's mum.
What was mother? So are you Grumenthal for Blumenthal, or are you Parisi like Sunday morning?
60.
I'm feeling Parisi right now, and I know that it's the easy pick to go for the chip leader, but I'm feeling momentum as well.
Also, you know, to go for the younger, very likely more internet savvy player is a good stab as well.
Around this era, if you had hair like that, you were probably quite good at the pokers.
4, ace, 3, all clubs.
Joe's on a roll with his corny punchlines. You know what else I'm on a roll with?
Close check.
The band hammer. You ban.
Spades on the turn.
Okay, well, Blumenthal paired his 3 on the flop and is still ahead here.
85.
85,000.
Call.
Call.
If it's 85, Ira calls. Eight of diamonds on the river.
More bricks out for Parisi.
150.
150,000.
I think winning with a pair of 3s here is the coward's way out. I think you play the king high, personally.
Raise.
Brett's announced raise.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
340,000.
Raises to 340,000.
This line,
Now,
I think, makes sense.
in UK card rooms around this time, we'd be
Really,
saying,
Brett?
stick it in his eye. And that's exactly what Brett Parisi has done to Ira Blumenthal.
I think this line makes sense. I think it's a spot where people are bluffing so infrequently that I just can't see calling with a 3 here.
Good hand.
I think this is a great play, yeah.
And
More
a piece of
chips
that.
for the chip leader. Blind still 15,000,
Maybe a piece of the
30,000.
figure.
The gap
I think so.
widens.
Parisi and make you queasy.
Yeah, it's not so much a case of pushing the pot in the direction of the player. It's more like kind of throwing chips at the winner.
Wish I was playing heads up against one of the fish for my home game.
I think he means that guy.
Shout out. This table does look particularly long for them to be the wonder playing chips.
Ace Queen for Parisi.
90.
Raise to 90,000.
Raises to 90,000.
I mean, Blumenthal's got crumbs, right?
He is on the low side. Has Jack 10 offsuit.
Go.
Call.
Check blind.
Checks in the dark. Oh, thank you, 2007.
I don't think this is as bad as people want to make it out to be. Like, you're going to be checking so often anyway.
Check.
What if he wanted to execute the stop and go, Joe? He would not have been able to do it. So, having flop top pair, Blumenthal goes behind on the turn. A pair of aces for Parisi.
90,000.
And now he decides to lead.
Just the worst.
All in.
Let you buy that ace. Oh, that's so bad. So bad.
Is announced all in.
He didn't have to buy anything.
Misplayed this hand so bad.
Not really.
And or a fault.
Oh, I misplayed that. Bought that ace, huh?
Bought the ace. Better than buying the farm, am I right? You guys have to understand that in 2007, nobody knew what any of the poker terms were yet.
Bad.
The phrase chip in a chair was
Worst
still
card
about a
to kill
decade
off.
away from being coined.
Jack 10.
Getting cards for free was known as buying cards.
I did have an ace. That was a good call.
It's really, you know, I think that poker players don't, especially in this era, don't blame themselves enough. But in that case, I don't think you can really blame yourself. Sometimes they're just going to bink the turn on you.
Oh, wow. Super short now, Joe. 205,000.
I think this might be the hand we go all in.
Well,
Are you just saying that so you pick up a big hand and double up?
the blinds are now 30,000, 60,000. So Ira Blumenthal has fewer than 4 big blinds. I think there is a very good chance that it goes in on the next hand.
Like, he didn't need to check in the dark, but if he had just, you know, flop top pair and checked to the aggressor, that's a perfectly reasonable play. Yep.
Call.
All in tomorrow.
I love the reluctance in his voice when he folds 10s, which is a supremely powerful hand heads up, and the
Hands my
guy's
lucky
like
card.
all
Good
in for
luck.
nothing.
You too.
All right. Don't let Blumenthal buy a jack and it's over.
Jack, fold. Tens. Red.
I wouldn't mind a jack.
The Blumenthal bros want to see a jack. Okay, interesting. But Parisi does have a couple of blockers. He's the one now calling for a jack.
Boy, this is a really, really bad flop for these two exact hands. Like, you trade your 3 outs for 2. Ugh. Ugh. There you go. Look at these guys spotting outs from the rail.
People in 2007 who understood the concept of counterfeiting.
I didn't see that right away. I've been doing this for a while.
No queen, 10's hold, and we have our winner. Brett Parisi is the first ever Asia Pacific Poker Tour winner.
Gonna get a hand at the end, you know?
Ira Blumenthal, the runner-up, for $113,585.
Gonna get a cards.
Brett Parisi will lift the trophy and will receive $179,775.
Yes, your son
Gonna
won.
get any cards at the end. I had to go in.
My boy! Look at my boy!
That is a mom shirt, let me tell you.
And so the APPT began in Manila, August 2007. Brett Parisi, the first ever winner on the tour. That was the first ever main event. That was the first ever final table. And it was interesting, right? Because the entire dynamic, Joe, during the early stages of that final table was pretty much Felding up with Van Marcus, really the table captain, the most vocal and most active player. Brett Parisi just biding his time. And we've seen this in so many events over the years. Just waiting for big hands, big opportunities, almost like waiting in the bushes and then striking when the time is right, and comes out on top.
Well, what we see here, James, I think is still like the folks who you would assume, had they stayed in the game, would have evolved into the, top tier GTO players in the 2020s era, are kind of exhibiting some of those same characteristics even back in 2007, right? Yeah. Picking your spots, only playing, understanding ICM, understanding staying out of the way. Now, we can't say for sure that happened because we don't know what happened in the hands that we weren't witnessing, but we do know that Brett Parisi wasn't getting into pissing matches with the guy across the table with him with Queen 8 and, and dominated situations. So I'm not surprised to see the person who most on the surface looked like the young internet kid taking down an MTT.
Yeah. Don't go anywhere, by the way. We've got another event coming right up, but a quick PSA. We've made a reference a couple of times about the fact that poker is not gambling. It's all about deception. That is a quote from a little-known poker movie called Danny's Game, which we review in nauseating detail on the latest edition of the Poker in the Ears podcast. We recorded that yesterday with Lance Bradley, who is the president and editor-in-chief of Pocket Fives. Lance is the person who actually alerted us to the existence of this film, so we roped him in to help us with our review. And that podcast is going to drop as soon as we're done with this stream today. So cool. I would recommend finding a copy of that movie. It's actually really it's actually really easy to find for free. Watching it and then getting the full experience as we break it down almost minute by minute on this week's podcast. So that show will be coming out very soon.
You guys got to watch the movie, and here's what I'll say. If you watch the movie, listen to the podcast. Next week when we're doing retro, if you guys want to have a sidebar in the chat where we talk about the movie some more, we can go back and forth and take your comments on Danny's Game if you guys want to contribute after having watched and listening to the podcast. As poker fans and fans of poker movies, which I know you guys are. You know what I just realized? Oh my... If Danny's Game is the last poker movie anybody watches before the card counter comes out, that is just going to absolutely ensure that there's no way anyone could ever say anything bad about the card counter.
Well, there you go. It's a double win for you, Joe. Personally, I'm very happy never to discuss the movie ever again. We are going to bring you another final table now from the Asia Pacific Poker Tour, another retro experience as we fast forward 1 month from where we just were, the end of September 2007. The second leg of season 1 of the APPT was in Seoul. To quote Erasure, Seoul, I hear you calling. The Grand Walker Hill Hotel in Seoul hosted this event from the 28th to the 30th of September 07. The buy-in, once again, $2,500. Slightly smaller field than we saw in Manila. 186 entries, a prize pool of $437,000. Only 16 paid. Only the last two tables got paid. And we, of course, are going to pick up the action at the final table with just 9 players remaining. Joseph, are you ready to go to Korea for some more APPT action?
James, you know I'm a soul man.
Okay, let's do this. More retro fun coming your way. And this is Joseph Berwick from Melbourne. Handsome for a man.
Nice looking fella.
Dan Schreiber from the USA. Paul Adams, also from the USA. What about that shirt?
Oh, Paul.
I know that guy. It's the golfer. It's Roger Spetz. He's back. Back-to-back final
how
tables.
Cool.
Sid Kim from Korea. Golf applause from the stand. So these are all 9 players at this final table. Ziv Bakar is a player who we saw on the EPT. That is a name I recognize.
James Honeybone isn't a name I recognize, but it is a bone I recognize.
Come on. I want
cool
to yell
cat.
ship it. Come on.
Oh, you'll get your chance.
Lines are 3,000, 6,000.
You're the funniest poker player I know, really.
They know each other? Is this guy like a big deal over there?
That was really sweet. And also really cringe.
Cool.
A6 is not the hand that you really want to be yelling ship it. You don't have a very high chance of yelling ship it with A6 offsuit.
Blinds 3-6. Berwick in with A6. And that is a pair of kings for Paul Adams.
For Paul Cultural Appropriation Adams. By the way, I'm not actually accusing him of that. I think it's kind of neat. I assume he got that locally. Maybe not, though. Maybe he just brought it with him.
Car crash
Oh,
alert.
my goodness.
Michael St. Pierre with queens.
I'm all in.
Well, Joseph Berwick, you will not be yelling ship it after this hand.
I had a feeling
Unless,
you were
of
the
course,
danger
you'd be-
spot. I call.
Has to call.
That didn't take long.
HTC.
He legitimately has to call. He's got kings.
If I had queens there, I would probably be irritated even at that short of a speech. Like, I'd be like, don't, come on.
Oh, hello,
Less
queen
irritated.
on the flop.
Come on, baby. Still. Diamond spade. It's only one out.
Indeed, only one out. The king of hearts.
I'm not exactly full of hope at this moment.
I admire your
All right,
honesty,
let's see.
Paul Adams. And that is going to be a double up for Michael St. Pierre.
What do I owe? 149.50.
It was
That's a
one
lot.
of the shorter stacks.
All right.
In fact, that's going to leave Paul Adams with hardly any chips at all.
First hand. Wow. Couldn't have scripted it better, huh?
And that was literally the first hand of the final table, not just the first hand of this highlight show.
Wow.
Well, it only goes up from here.
Almost
That's not true.
nothing but the kimono on his back.
So here we go, guys. In case you're new to poker, these are the hand rankings, starting at the top and working our way down. No star ranking, which is disappointing. And yeah, if you have a high card, here's the thing. You only actually have one card. All the others are taken away from you.
I want to have one of those 3, 2, or 1 card hands.
What can I do with that? All in.
All in.
Adams all in with Queen 10.
I don't know how many big blinds this is for, but this appears to be from under the gun. Probably could wait to get it in a little bit better than Queen 10 high, but
I call.
honey bone.
Honey bone, he's calling with ace jack.
46,500.
So Adams at risk
I'm at
and
the edge.
behind, but roughly 40% with 2 live cards.
I have no fear.
Well, there is a queen on the flop,
on my
but
way.
also the ace. Adams now a 4-1 dog.
I'm making quads.
All right. That's possible.
Bold prediction.
Yowza.
Just not the 10 of clubs.
4 of diamonds. And that will see Paul Adams eliminated in 9th place. He was wrong.
Good luck, guys.
The only way was not
Good
up.
luck.
There were more chips to lose.
Have fun.
He exits, cashing for $8,740 US, and now we have an 8-handed final table.
It's so brutal, like wearing a attention-seeking garment to the final table and being first out. It's just like all anyone remembers you for.
Let's have claps, by the way. Let's have claps for Roger Specs. Back-to-back final tables,
Swedish
final
on the table.
8 of both the first and second legs of the APPT.
No, Hungarian.
Agreed.
Hungarian.
Hungarians are always so adorable. That's right, Lime Ricky. It's like the guy that had a wheel of sushi tray away.
I don't know. Right.
Okay.
Are we sure this guy isn't Manuel Bavond in disguise?
Does look like Manuel Pavon. I just want him to live out his dream of being able to yell "ship it."
Or maybe Ace Queen is the hand that's going to give him that opportunity.
Come on.
Dan Schreiber all in with Ace Deuce.
Oh no, this is not a decision.
Maybe it's my mistake, but I'm gonna call.
Here he is. He's on his feet. Let's do this.
Ace, Queen, Dan Schreiber, Ace, Super Hearts.
Say it now.
But I told you.
He's so happy.
Well, this is big deal.
Is that really his pal on the rail? That's awesome.
Not over yet. Beware the premature celebration, Joseph Barrett. 31%.
Well, you can be celebrating that you made a good call, I think is what
Come
he's
on,
celebrating.
Justice.
Okay, now it's too
Yeah,
far.
well done. You made a completely standard call. Let's have a flop, please.
James, no one knew this was a standard call back then.
Good point, well made.
Queen. Queen.
All right, so no heart sweats, maybe a wheel sweat. Nope.
Only a deuce will save Dan Schreiber from elimination.
Is it always coming 7%?
KO.
Baby! Ah. Okay, that's your one.
Did he say ship it?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Go you, dog. I promise, isn't it?
Dan Schreiber, 8th place finisher, $13,113 US. And
He is out of here like a chin strap
What
beard.
I told you, I'm gonna kick him ass.
all right, calm down.
Oh.
That hand's given Beric the chip lead, by the way. He's got more than $500,000 now.
It's giving him a big head, too.
Oh, look at that trophy. It looks like a weapon. Don't want to fall on that. Ooh.
$16.
Depends which part of your body.
Hello, Pocket Rockets.
I'm all in.
Sid Kim all in after Joseph Beric opened with ace-10.
Can you count this shit?
Oh, boy.
This thing I can afford,
I think
isn't it?
Hmm?
I can afford that, isn't it?
You can.
Right. Small pocket pair.
Ace-10.
all-in, Ace king.
Is exponentially different than ace-queen.
Very interesting. Do you have a pocket pair?
I could.
What,
You're
aces?
not doing great against the
I
pocket
could.
pair.
That would be nice, right?
Yeah, okay. You win. I'm gonna wait for better.
Good call. Beric says he's going to wait for a better hand.
Sid, that was a good job. It was good.
He would have preferred a call, but whatever.
I thought you were gonna help me out.
You never know. Listen, don't be greedy.
Oh, I'm not greedy. I just wanted 100,000. That's all.
Greed can cost you the whole tournament.
Which, of course, everyone is trying to win because they're not greedy.
Action is on Ziv Bakar.
15. 18,000.
And only one of his hole cards has been caught by the cameras. Raising with the Jack of Clubs. James Honeybone. Honeybone with King Queen of Diamonds.
I'll tell you right now, I would eat at any restaurant called Honeybone.
I can't call. I
Then
can't
fold.
bluff two people out, just one.
You underestimate yourself. I think you could do it.
We've got ourselves a pot here. And it's a Jack high flop. Advantage Bakar.
I think I like Bakar's hand, but without knowing the other card, we can't be sure.
Yeah, it could be a really weak kicker like a 3.
Yeah, so you check.
You have no idea. It just could be, you know, it could
Bets.
change everything.
15,000.
I might be tempted to see another card here, depending on
Re-raise.
this bet size. Re-raise. Well, not often you see somebody both raise and re-raise in the same move.
So he goes to 42,500. The options vacancy.
I'm all in.
All in?
Zip is an install.
Really?
Whoops. You're just so embarrassed now. You have to like count your chips.
Awesome.
Think about this. Full. Yeah, pretty strange spot for a raise. I think it's perfectly reasonable to want to see another card there. Lots of backdoors,
Let me
2
give you
overs.
advice. When I bet, don't call. Next time.
I give that a 4 out of 5 for a rub down. Let me give you a piece of advice. Shut up!
Wow, is that for a jib shot?
That was pretty good.
Literally started below the table. Blind still 3,000, 6,000. Four, 3 offsuit.
Joseph.
Out. You see Sid, tell him.
Raise.
Snowman's, num num.
15. Stapleton.
Michael St. Pierre with 8-7.
I call.
Call.
There is a restaurant in Koreatown called Snow Monster.
Tenuous. Well, 10-10-9 on the flop. The straight draw for St. Pierre. Kim still ahead for now with 8s.
20.
I Googled it because I felt like I knew there was like some kind of like legendary, like a Yeti type figure from Korea, but maybe I was wrong.
That is a straight. Can I get that verified by the human calculator, please?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. It still counts if there's 2 10s, right?
It does, yes.
Okay, yes, this is straight then.
Oh, thank you, Green TV. Let's hope Kim can find the soul read.
45,000.
I mean, there's lots of ways for 8s to be beat here. It's just frustrating that 7-8 is the hand that got you.
8.
Let's go. Verbally announces that he's folding 8s.
There's something very present day about this Kim character. Like he's a time traveler.
Anything else but a face card, I call.
And you did. I gotta stick with
Lucky for you. A face card came.
Blinds are up to 4,000 to 8,000. Action folded to the chip leader, who passes. Roger Spets. King 9.
Cause you're special. So special.
Where is it?
I'm all in.
Sid Kim all in with Queen Jack.
Okay, I take it back. Oh, this is button. This is against a button raise. Yeah, this seems fine.
And I think Sid Kim has Roger Spets covered. Nope. Kim would have been the at-risk player, but Spets has folded the King 9, and as we established, this is back-to-back APPT final tables for Roger Spets. Manila, he finished in 6th place, hoping to finish several spots higher here in Seoul. He is currently 6th in chips, pretty much tied with Sid Kim. Seville Hageland is the short stack with 116k. Joseph Berek, still chip leader, just ahead of Ziv Bakar.
I feel like we may have just seen Seville Hageland's name because we may be seeing Seville Hageland playing a pot soon.
20,000.
I had to be reminded that he was here.
Don't be stingy, Kiwi. We just found the pot.
Honeybone. Honeybone.
Dum 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 dum.
Up. Up. Ah, quack, quack.
I go.
Love me some quack quack. The deuces that never loses.
Set mining at its very best. Here we go.
Well, it is a queen high flop. Top pair for Bakar, 92% equity.
Lady.
Did he move? No?
I mean, physically he moved, but he hasn't actually acted in the hand. Check, check, a jack on the turn.
Here's a piece of advice for you. When I check,
How much is it?
don't bet.
20?
5.
25. Too much, man.
25,000.
Okay.
Your boy Nemo says 3 deuces on the river would be amazing. No deuce. Pure counterfeit. St. Pierre playing the board.
Ziv Bakar says, I'm not checking, I'm betting. And St. Pierre cannot call this. No, it wasn't the 5 that did you. It was the queen.
Imagine thinking that. Imagine being like, oh, if it weren't for that 5.
There you go. The rich get richer.
Yes, they do.
The story of life.
There's a reason for that.
Ziv get ziver. Well, there's one thing about this Ziv Bakar character. He sure is likable.
There's the shaft that will be presented to the winner. That quiet one asks, guys, what year did the EPT start, and will you be doing retro commentary on any of them? Can someone please inform this person that they've missed an entire year's worth of streams?
Thank you for your question.
All in.
Roger Spets. All in with 4 deuce, standard.
James, don't question the thought process of the specialist. You're gonna look like a real doofus when this board runs out.
Monster.
The winner for Spets.
Good luck. Not too much luck, though. Just a little bit.
I went out with 2-4 last time as well.
What does that tell you? It's not like saying, like, I went broke with kings last time, too. Like, it's 4 high, bruh.
Maybe fold it?
Come on, lucky 7. Seat 7, lucky 7.
You don't have to go all in with 4 deuce. You don't have to go in forward with 4 deuce, do you?
No, it's not actually in the rules.
Okie dokie, well.
That is pretty decent flop for the 4 deuce, though.
That's a lot of percentages.
Spets is actually statistical favorite, even though he's not currently ahead.
So many percents.
Seven, however, on the turn, and now Kim near enough a 3-1 favorite. Spets still, though, with straight and flush draw possibilities. The diamond on the river, and that will be a double up for Sid Kim. Roger Spets seems to think he's out, but I'm pretty sure he had
all those red cards.
Kim covered.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's shake hands before.
Still.
Yep. Roger Spets still has 11,500. He still has 1 big blind.
2-4 is done.
Oh, that
Yeah,
4
was a
deuce,
little
Roger.
too
I mean,
much
what can you do,
drama
mate? You get dealt 4 deuce, you just have to go with it, right?
Right, now we're playing.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes somebody wakes up with a better hand than 4 deuce. I just want to remind everybody, this guy made back-to-back final tables.
Well, Roger Spets has moved all in dark. Didn't bother looking. I think I saw Bruce
You know what's
Baggles on the
crazy?
rail there.
Is he moved all in dark, but when he moved all in with 4 deuce, it wasn't. He saw 4 deuce and moved all in, and this hand is like 95% chance of being better than the hand he moved all in. That 4 deuce on the board. 4.
Timing, Roger. Timing is everything.
Maybe he has it. Maybe he's got the 4 deuce.
That would be incredible.
If he did something normal like move all in with an ace or even suited connectors, he's doing pretty well right now.
Check here. 5.
5? 5, 6?
No. All right, thanks guys.
Bye-bye, Roger.
Good luck.
So after his 6th place finish in Manila, he is 7th here in Seoul, cashing the $17,484, taking us down to the final 6.
Start to scare me because I'm very
Scare you? No, I don't have to scare you. No one can scare you.
Don't scare Joseph, all right? I like him. He's my friend.
Look at Ziv. Pensive, contemplative. I couldn't think of a third one.
Be nice to me, Joseph.
Yeah. With aces?
Oh, only
Very nice to me.
pensive works.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have a look first my card. If it's nice, I haven't decided.
Joseph. Ace-6
I
again.
can't be nice.
Ugh.
I just a little niche.
Ship it.
That's all we're waiting for, is just this guy to stand up and scream ship it, right? I mean, that's why we paid the admission price. That's literally why we're here today.
Nice call.
So.
Well, this flop is all Kim.
25.
25,000.
Leads out into the pre-flop aggressor.
How much money do you have left?
100, 15, 121.
I do, in general, sometimes like popping back
Make
a
it
lead out.
155,000.
Yeah. That's, I don't know about the sizing, but people usually lead out with hands like this, with a pair and a draw, just to see where they're at. I was afraid Barrick was going to shove.
I tell you, I hit something.
Problem is
Maybe I
that
don't
whenever
need to hit nothing.
I'm the one raising here, they never fold bottom pair. But Barrick maybe made this big enough that he doesn't. You gotta find a sizing that doesn't commit you and also get your opponent to fold. Well done.
Overpair. Obvious. Would be much easier if you call. He's spending money for nothing. You need that money. Why are you spending?
I'm still here.
I don't understand this style of table talk that's like part needling, part advice, but the advice is also a lie.
I know.
2 ox.
You will be a better nice guy if you give me your chips.
I'm too nice. I give my chips away. That's the problem.
Sid Kim, 10-9 suited.
25.
25,000.
Raises to 25,000. Blinds still 5-10. Ah, so that's what Seville Hagelin looks like. This is the first time we've seen him play, right? He's just been completely quiet at this final table so far.
It's actually never coming Seville.
That is a call with Jack-8 of diamonds, and we are going to see a flop, which is Jack-8-3. So top 2 for Hageland. However, the open-ended straight draw for Sid Kim, plus backdoor spades.
Yeah,
this
spade on the turn. 100%.
could get interesting.
I'm all in.
Always a spade on the turn here.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
By Sid and an immediate call by Savile. Sid has 9, 10 of spades, an open straight draw.
So Kim, the at-risk player, and the player who's currently behind.
Luck.
Yeah, 3 spades.
More than a 2-to-1 dog.
Lucky number 7 again.
2 running spades.
Well, in 7 years' time, people are going to be saying it's always coming 7.
I don't want to be too greedy.
It's always good callback. Not a spade.
Poor old Hagelin looks really depressed. Someone should tell him he currently has the best hand. Okay, now I understand why he looks like that.
Oh my God.
Sid.
Is Hagelin out? He was the shortest stack before.
Nope. He still has 13,500. He still has just over 1 big blind.
I gotta call that. I mean, what am I gonna do? See her getting blinded out.
What are you gonna do?
Wow.
3 stacks.
Yeah, I feel for you, Sival.
Oh, luck. Fortune favors the stupid.
I'm not entirely sure what that means, but that brings us to the halfway point of this final table with Seville Hagelin on life support with the proverbial chip and a chair. And I mean, again, Joe, just to go back to what you were saying about the previous event where it was a different kind of makeup, shall we say, to what you were expecting, they seem to have run pretty good with final table lineups and with characters in these early APPT events, right?
Yeah, and I think it's also a testament to what poker was like back then. It was kind of free money for everybody, right? It wasn't as serious. People didn't really understand all of the strategy of the game. People didn't understand ICM as much. They didn't understand bankroll management. So I think that, you know, all of this, there weren't that many professional poker players yet. And especially at these final tables, these were people that were having a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think that as poker continued to evolve, we saw fewer and fewer players having once in a lifetime opportunities, but having several times in a year opportunities making these final tables. And that creates a different dynamic. So now we still got people on vacation. I don't think they're playing for necessarily life-changing money, but they're definitely playing for money that's going to, yeah, they're playing for money that's going to have them have like a hell of a good year. And most of them, I would think at this point also have day jobs. So anybody with 140 grand tacked onto their salary at the end of the year is going to be a pretty good time. So it's just kind of play time for them, which I think creates a really nice chemistry between the players.
Apologies for the lack of production values. I don't have any music. I don't have any graphics. But breaking news. This did not make this week's podcast, Joe, but we can talk about it right here, right now. The dates for the 2021 Spring Championship of Online Poker have literally just been announced, just been confirmed. The series is actually running a little bit earlier this year than it did last year. Sunday, 4th of April is when Scoop 2021 will begin, through to Wednesday, the 28th of April. The schedule, guarantees, all details due to be announced soon. This will be the 13th year of Scoop, and when we know more, we'll let you know, but it has been confirmed that Scoop is going to run from the 4th to the 28th of April. And I'm sure, even though I can't confirm details at this stage, you are going to get some cards up coverage. You are going to get some live streams from the PokerStars Arena during that 3.5 weeks. So save the date, as it were, as we go back in time.
Dates.
As we
several
roll
of them.
The date back to September of 2007, because we are watching the final table of the second leg of Season 1 of the Asia Pacific Poker Tour. This is the APPT Seoul main event. We have got 5 players remaining, I believe. competing in Korea for a first prize of nearly 140,000 US dollars. Let's take us back to the final table and play down to a champion.
I think it's 6 players, but one of them barely counts. This guy.
Well, he's got a few more chips than when we last saw him.
Oh, that's good. Honeymoon. Oh, Canadian. You know, Korea is a place I'm obviously, now that we've not traveled at all, I miss it. But even when we were at our peak traveling, I was kind of over it and seeing new places. Like I felt all traveled out. But even during that time, Korea is a place I would like to get to at some point in my life. I think I would really like the vibe and the soul.
I think this might be one of my favorite trophies that I've ever seen in any live event. The fact that you could do someone some serious physical harm with it.
It's because you're so sadistic. You're such a weird dude. You have this weird violence fetish.
It just adds a certain je ne sais quoi to the proceedings. Well, this was only to be expected. Seville Hegeland, the short stack, all in after Michael St. Pierre opened with 10-7, the shove with King 3. Ziv Bakar still has a hand, Queen 8.
What a great spot. Oh, now you gotta. Ugh. Well, it would have been a good spot. Well, even against. Yeah, hold on. King.
Yeah, he has the best hand.
All right. This seems good.
Well, remember the hand that did most of the damage, he got done on the river. Here he's going to get done on the turn.
Come on. 10-7? Man, I was like, yeah, it'd be fine if he's just up against 10-7. Nah, dude, not even 10-7. This is such a dumb game.
Okay, so we can say with almost certainty.
Oh.
Now we can say with complete certainty that Seville Hegeland is going to be eliminated in 6th place, and he cashes out for 21,855 US dollars. Now we're down to 5, Joe.
I bet the producers tried real hard to get his elimination in the last show and were pissed they couldn't.
Okay, so we've spaced everyone out a little bit around the table. Now we're down to 5. Blinds are 6,000, 12,000. Sid Kim has King 10 of spades.
This is when I like to, you know, they spread everybody out. I'm like, which player smelled bad?
Do you remember that year there was that guy at the World Series who stank to high heaven and everyone at his table was complaining about him?
Really?
That one guy? Like, I know the guy you're talking about, but that is not uncommon at all to World Series of Poker. They are freaking animals.
Barrett with queens.
Why do you think they keep the temperature sub-zero in there?
Come on, man.
Go.
Oh, wow.
Naps it off with queens.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, that guy's with Barrick? You don't say.
Checky Cario loving what he's seeing here.
Okay, poker king against. King.
This is a bit of a punt from Sid Kim, not unlike his shove on the flop with the straight draw against
Just send him home.
Hegeland.
I am home. I live in Korea.
But
man.
remember, fortune favors the stupid.
Come on, baby.
Oh, yeah.
In this case, I'm not
Best
sure
hand
who
has
that
to
would
win.
be.
And also best player.
I take it back that Kim is from the future, by the way.
King on the flop. I agree. That is rough. I think Berwick's on the verge of taking the trophy and doing something really inappropriate with it.
Come on. Come on, baby.
I wish I had this kind of optimism on the turn.
Wow. That is going to be a double up for Sid Kim. And it's a double up that gives him the chip lead, Joe. He's now got 587,000.
This is wild. Do you think it was hard for them to make 2 one-hour episodes out of this? This seems really shallow.
I think the previous final table was pretty shallow as well, but I just think people aren't necessarily playing with those considerations in mind. We know this from when we covered the EPT from this era. ICM not a thing yet. People 3x, 4xing out of a 15 big blind stack, not unheard of.
All in.
Honeybone.
Snowman's num num.
How much is there? $150.
We haven't had many flips, have we? Do you want a movie, a TV show, a news event, a video game, or a song?
Give me video games, Joseph.
Meant to be.
Video games.
I'm
okay.
all in.
Do it quick.
Like BioShock versus Halo 3, one of these two things from 2007 has a slight mathematical advantage.
While Honeybone is the at-risk player, Honeybone is the player who is behind.
God, that's so sick. He's in for a race. I call for a race. Come on, man.
Love that accent.
Dum, 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 dum. It is a 10 high flop, and Berwick is losing his patience.
That's understandable. I have empathy, but not sympathy.
Just finish the.
Oh, calm down.
Nah, I like that. Just bury me.
Joseph Berwick drawing pretty thin now, down to 2 outs.
Just give him ace.
Yeah, give him an ace.
Begging. Just my nemesis.
Oh, all right, all right.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wow, it's an 8.
Oh. The whining gets it done. That's right. You tug on that Coca-Cola. You've earned it.
That will see the elimination of James Honeybone out in 5th place, going back to New Zealand with an extra $28,412. Okay, so basically the premature celebration is bad karma, but whining and swearing will bring you good fortune.
Once again, karma isn't real.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just like blockers.
Thank you.
4 players remain. Sid Kim and Ziv Bakar vying for the chip lead. Joseph Berwick now 3rd on the leaderboard. Michael St. Pierre, the shortest stack with 298K. Blind 6,000, 12,000.
Shortest stack, but longest name.
Hashtag fun facts.
I'll bet.
I sent my girlfriend a quick message, James, to tell her we are having, between the name Honeybone and the fact that this is taking place in Seoul, Korea, I sent her a message. We are having Korean wings today, and that is final.
I have to call. $40 exact?
Yeah, I got the 40.
Barrett versus Kim. Barrett flops best. Pairing is 9.
I'm all in.
I mean, just jam the flop, why don't you? That's what Kim would do, to be fair.
Yeah, Kim has exhibited some of these tendencies. Everybody knows at this point, jamming this flop, it's really hard to get called by a worse hand. It's really easy to get called by a better hand. You do protect a little bit, right? You do protect against
To low pockets, got a call.
an overpair coming. I don't know if you're really, like if someone has a hand like Queen Jack here, I don't know if they're going to fold it, but maybe eights might call you.
For a change.
Seems like no, though.
I kind of thought that
Thank you for betting that much with 9-10. Saved me a lot of money.
winning that hand with the 8 on the
Or maybe
river
I just
might have
bluffed it.
kind of calmed him down a little bit, but he still
I just
seems
bluffed
really
it.
grumpy. You know, he's got his friends with him. He's now guaranteed nearly $50,000 US.
And the Miracle River, that you know, that
Yeah.
really should calm people down.
I just want everyone to be happy.
Call.
He's also playing way too many hands, Joe.
Yeah, he was playing too many hands. And you know what? That's a trap that I fell into during my famed run bad of late. Let's see what we have here. Top pair.
I checked.
We've got second pair. We've got bottom pair and a straight draw. This is pretty wild. Everybody connecting pretty hard. Is that you end up feeling so persecuted by luck and by the poker gods that you try to get lucky way more often. You try to, because you feel like you're due. Right? Like I'm due to hit a big flop with Jack 7 of clubs. Good fold here.
Interesting.
And I think that the approach when you feel like you're running bad or your opponents are running hot against you is at worst change nothing. At best, maybe just play tighter. Maybe try to put yourself in situations, fewer situations where you need to make a draw or you need to flop something kind of funky hard.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Here comes Kim again. This is risky. I'm not a huge fan of Bakar's demeanor at the table, but he does seem to have a relatively strong grasp of the game. And the guy I most certainly don't want to give the opportunity to make a hero call against me. Especially when Kim has shown himself to be a bit of a punter. And Bakar's going to give it up, though. Well done. Flashes the cards. Kim shows it.
This is what I put you on. Healing. This is what I put you on.
Sid Kim.
If your only goal in showing it there is to upset your opponent and nothing else, then okay, I understand showing. But like, I just wouldn't show there because I wouldn't want that action to come back and bite me later when my opponent does the opposite of what I want them to do because I showed that.
Yeah.
Now, if you just get a thrill out of irritating him in that moment because you want it, then fine. but you can't be upset if it costs you chips later. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh wow, the sickest and classicest of all races is about to unfold.
Oh.
Like I Am Legend versus Juno. One of these two things from 2007 has a slight mathematical advantage.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Queen on the flop.
Bakar, the at-risk player, but ahead with queens.
Give me an ace. Ace or king. Come on, baby. Give me.
Wait, what does he need?
An ace or a king. Or a king or an ace.
I love the outer monologue. Ace or a king.
Queens holding. Oh, wow. Well, as if Bakar will double up unless there is an ace, king, or diamond on the river.
6. Come on, 25.
Why do you want a 6?
25. Come on, come on.
The 6 of diamonds?
It's already on the board.
Ten of clubs. Bam!
It is the 10 of clubs. That was creepy.
That's not cool. You should get. You should. They should redo that, like in Lucky You.
Like good hands. Nice hands.
And that is going to see Ziv Bakar double up.
Oh, I'm still alive.
I ate that card. Now we have some action, guys. You say
Action,
that-
action,
Yeah.
action.
Thanks.
Yeah, action. Lots of it.
Line still 6-12. Queen, jack of clubs for Sid Kim.
Buttons on Michelle.
60.
Oh, no.
King 10 for French-Canadian Ray Donovan, who's all in.
How much more? 6,000 more? 66? 6,000 more.
I think I call.
You got me.
The race was actually to 60,000 by Sid.
Ace.
All in bed,
Oh.
66,000.
Oh, come on, man.
Sid.
St. Pierre gets it in good.
Michelle, he's ahead. Sid has Queen, Jack of
I
Clubs.
wouldn't celebrate
Oh, wow.
just yet, buddy. Have you seen how well Sid Kim has been running in all-in situations?
King or nothing for you.
Queen, Jack of Clubs.
A king or nothing for you. All right, this guy really knows his boards.
4, 7, 2.
Hard on the turn.
Club, 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 club.
6?
Give me a club.
Hard on the turn.
Takes a couple of outs away.
Now
So Michelle
a
will
91%
Only
chance that Michael St. Pierre doubles up.
Club. Give me a club. Club. No. Club, club, club. Give me a club.
It's going to be the Queen of Hearts,
Club,
isn't it?
club, 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 club.
It's the Jack of Diamonds, and that will see the elimination of Michael St. Pierre in 4th place. Oh, I feel for him.
Yeah.
$34,968. And Sid Kim, big chip leader now. Hey, it's Lee Nelson.
There's only one Lee in my book, and it's Child. No. There's only one Lee in my book, and it's Jones.
Well, big horse.
Carlos Venarlos saying Sick Kim should be his name. I could get behind that.
$40,000.
Huh?
$40,000.
40,000.
So we are three-handed at the final table of APPT Seoul from September 2007. Ziv Bakar raising blind. Hasn't looked at his cards.
Well, break the spell.
We're pretty sure he didn't look at his cards, and not that we just didn't get them, right?
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Or maybe we're sweating with Joseph Barrett.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Joe, you are Joseph Barrett. How are you feeling about this ace-ace-9 two-spade board?
I might go for a cheeky check raise here, or just raise, as it were.
I'm all in.
Okay. That is a raise. Whoa, Bakar calls. I think he looked at his cards.
Yeah.
So based on the information that he didn't look at his cards, I said I would raise.
Spade.
I think that this was a sweat with.
Give me spade.
Come on. Spide it up. Spide it up.
I would have min raised, and then when I got shoved on, I would have folded. I don't think I would have jammed this flop with an 8 high flush.
Spade
One's
it
lucky.
up.
Spide it up.
Any spade.
Oof, almost. Almost.
Come on, spade.
Spide it up.
Jack spade. Come on.
The ace
Jack
of spite.
Oh, king. No king, no possible.
Spide call.
No spade on the river, so Ziv Bakar doubles up through Joseph Barrett.
Good thing they all packed their white
Something
collared
becomes
shirts.
dangerous. Now I can play some poker, guys.
Well, Ziv Bakar can certainly play some poker now because he's got a not unplayable stack. The same cannot be said for Joseph Barrett. By my calculations, he has fewer than 10 big blinds. Sid Kim, 934k, still chip leader. Ziv Bakar, 781k. Joseph Barrett, 146k, and the blinds at 8,000, 16,000.
I was hoping they would push in so far the camera would bonk the trophy, but nope.
Barrett is in the danger zone.
Danger zone!
35.
Well, I can
So
tell
this
you,
is a one-eyed sweat with?
I think this is Ziv Bakar not showing his other whole card to the camera. So, alas, I think this is betraying that we're seeing a hand that doesn't get to showdown.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
It is a queen 8-7 flop.
Which hand do you like here?
I don't know.
Well, when Bakar checks, I think I like Kim's hand better, but how about now? Which hand do you like?
Oh, it's tempting, right? It's tempting to gamble with the 10, hoping that the other card is like a jack.
Yeah, Jack 10 or
100,000.
guess that's the best. 6-10 is pretty unlikely. Queen 10. Car shoving. At worst, an open ender.
I mean, The way that Kim's been running in these spots, why would he ever consider folding?
Yeah, I think this is... I mean, look, knowing one card, I'm tempted to call.
Close it down.
The fold, and we're not going to get to know the other one, are
Yeah, as I said, it was quite clear that this was not going to be a hand that goes to showdown, but it is a hand that will gift Ziv Bakar the chip lead. 899,000. Sid Kim
nice guy.
now second in chips. Bit of a switcheroo for those two players.
You said it, man.
Bakar with Queen 10. We saw both of them this time.
Dude loves his ace-6. Now, three-handed, it's a lot different, especially when you're short. Green TV,
Okay.
pre-writing, ship it.
Bakar said okay. We know that Berek is super short.
Good luck.
Berek with the best of it. Ace high, needs that to hold. He's the at-risk player here.
How much is it? 108?
Mine is the A6.
No, it's mine. No?
Yeah,
It's mine.
depends on a flop. Can I choose?
He's smiling again.
That's how you grin and bear it.
There's 6 on the flop.
6 is no help.
Well, the rail wanted them to spade it up on the previous hand. Now they want them to brick it up.
That should do it.
It's not over yet, guys.
It's not over yet, but it's better than it was.
Ship it, baby.
Ship it, baby.
Joseph Berek doubles up through Ziv Bakar. However, it was a very short stack.
Nice and through.
Berek still in the danger zone, and Bakar still the big chip leader.
Danger zone.
Bakar with 864k, Sid Kim 781k. Yeah, Berek on 216k at the 816 blind level.
Not great, Bob.
Cal 9000 says Berek is a bad lookalike of Ridley Scott. I will allow it. Queen 4 of clubs for Sid Kim.
Call.
Raised with Queen 4, called by Bakar in the big with 6-3, and a Jack 6 deuce flop with 2 clubs.
Are we going to see a patented Sick Kim all in?
Well, not
check.
Not with Berek playing like 10 and a few big blinds.
All right, buddy, let's see. Let's see if that's true, or if these two can manage to get it in anyway. Remember, James, the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior.
Well, Bakar has improved to 2 pair on the turn. He's now raising, and Kim shoves. Bakar calls. What a stupid, unnecessary pot.
Sick Kim strikes again.
Of course. course it's 2007. No one understands ICM. No one understands waiting for the short stack to bust to ladder.
We're playing for the win, baby. 3 of clubs.
It's gonna be ace of hearts.
John Delano says the 20 outs. There's way fewer than 20 outs here.
Got one more in me. What a bad play.
Well, you've been rewarded for him so far.
That's true.
It's not a bad beat.
This has yet to not work out.
All in the chip leader.
Oh, God, I don't want to see it. Deal the river. Wow, it's a brick. And that is the end of Sid Kim's run. He's out in 3rd place. $48,081. What a result for Joseph Berrick. He's just earned an additional 40K by virtue of that coup.
Amazing. Amazing. Just look how happy everybody is there. Nobody even realizes what just happened.
I think you have me covered.
So, heads up, and the stacks are far from even. Ziv Bakar with 1.67 million. Joseph Berrick with 187K.
Oh. He's gonna walk with aces?
Yeah.
With
Ziv Bakar
no
folded.
chips?
Berrick shows
Get it.
he had the rockets.
Nothing.
Once that happens, it's over. Like, that's... Just surrender your stack. Ask for an ICM chub.
Who is going to lift that monolith? King 10 for Ziv Bakar.
32,000.
Raises. King 9 suited for Joseph Berrick. He shoves.
Check it, please.
Bakar calls. It is domination nation, and if King 10
Tell me how much
holds...
you got now.
Oh, he hasn't called yet. He wants a count.
Huh?
163,000.
Call.
Yeah, it was inevitable he was going to make the call. Just took him a little bit longer to get there. But crucially, if King 10 holds, this is over, and Ziv Bakar will become an APPT champion.
9 is the all-in player, Joseph. It's been called. Joseph is all in. King 9 of clubs called.
Come on, baby. Give us a
I
9.
mean, Bakar's mindset, you know, his mentality, his attitude is a winner's
For change, it's never
mentality
happened
all the
before.
way.
Yeah.
Clearly thought he was the best player at the table
Good
and is
luck.
about to prove it.
All what we need.
What a great spot to be in if you're Bakar. It's just dominated. You get to say good luck. If he doubles up, you're still like huge chip lead.
Yeah. Well, there are some opportunities now.
Joseph has his 6 for a chop, running cards for a straight, 2 clubs for the wash. He's behind at the moment.
6 of clubs. Come on, 6 of clubs.
King.
Wow.
Six is no good.
But
Good
Jack,
chop
you win
now.
round. If come Jack.
There are a few opportunities now.
King.
No, 9 is no good. I'm losing. Just up, 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 up.
Spade it up.
High.
Deuce of diamonds means that kings and queens with a 10 kicker is the best hand, and we do have our champion here in Korea. Ziv Bakar is the winner. Joseph Berrick, the runner-up, cashing for $87,420. Got that ladder by virtue of the misplay by Sid Kim.
Second place is the guy over.
Yeah.
The weaponized trophy lifted by Ziv Bakar, the second ever champion on the Asia Pacific Poker Tour. 2 final tables, 2 fun events, Joe.
Really fun events. I hope it's only a sign of things to come for the rest of the APPT. I know the NAPT shows are going to be fun when we get to those. And now I feel less worried about the APPT. I think even if we get shows that like dip a little bit from here, I think they're all going to be pretty good from here on out. I'm happy.
If we get hands like that, if we get characters like that, I think it's going to be a really fun Thursday every single week. So in future weeks, we'll get to the Latin American Poker Tour. We'll get to the North American Poker Tour, but we are going to see out the APPT first. And next week, we continue with our coverage of Season 1 of the Asia Pacific Poker Tour. We are going to be going to Macau. And they made 4 whole TV shows from Macau, so just the one event we'll be covering next week. Now, that is a venue, that is a destination that you do actually know, Joe. Not from this event, but from an event in the future.
Yeah, is it still played at the same venue, the City of Dreams at the Hard Rock?
Do you know what? I don't know. We'll find out next Thursday.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
So, more retro at the same time next week. A reminder that the latest episode of the Poker in the Ears podcast will be appearing within minutes. Literally, I'm going to hit go as soon as we're done with this stream. Joe and I will be back 3 times next week. I'm so sorry. You've got the Sunday Million on Monday night. You've got the MI Coop final table replay on Tuesday, and then you've got the next episode of PokerStars Retro on Thursday. So plenty to look forward to. But for now, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this retro action. There's plenty more to come in the coming weeks. But for now, from Joe Stapleton and me, James Hartigan, it's goodbye.